Within Tyranny of Dragons, we have dragon masks. GameMasters here, and way back in 2014, we saw the release of Hoard of the Dragon Queen and the Rise of Tiamat. In the Hoard of the Dragon Queen, we are provided stats for Black Dragon Mask, but none of the other colors, the red, green, blue, and white. And we were given a picture of a 6th Dragon Mask. In Rise of Tiamat, that 6th Dragon Mask was, well, it explains how to create it, and I'll explain that mask in a moment, but we were never provided those other colors in either of these two books. Perhaps it was intentional, perhaps it was simply an oversight. Maybe they reached their page count and just couldn't fit any more information in. Regardless, Wizards of the Coast did provide to us an online supplement that explained all 5 colors and what they did. In the 2019 printing of Tyranny of Dragons, they present them all together, and I would say it's a good guess that we will see them also represented in this new version. Each dragon mask, regardless of color, can mold and reshape itself to fit the wearer that it is attuned to, and the wearer would gain the following benefits. Damage absorption. You would have resistance against the mask's damage type. However, if you also had something that provided resistance against that same damage type, then the mask would grant you immunity against that damage type. Moreover, if you already had immunity to that damage type, then the mask would instead, well, it reads this: you take none of that damage and regain a number of hit points equal to half the damage dealt of that type. It basically heals you at that point. Another benefit each mask provides is Draconic Majesty. While wearing the mask but not wearing armor, the mask allows you to add your charisma to your armor class. And I'm not convinced that this one is much of a benefit. I mean, by the time you are high enough level to find any of these masks, chances are your armor will likely provide more of an armor class than your charisma bonus, but I digress. The Dragon Breath, however, is one benefit that is pretty rock and roll. In essence, you gain a breath weapon based on the mask's color. It does require rest to recharge and gains a recharge of 6. You also gain Dragon Sight, providing dark vision up to 60 feet or an additional 60 feet if you already have dark vision. Plus, once per day, you gain blind sight out to 30 feet, but it only lasts for 5 minutes. You also gain Dragon Tongue, allowing you to understand and speak Draconic, but what's more, you also have advantage on any charisma check that you would make against any other dragons that share the mask's color. You also gain the ability to hit the like button. Oh, okay, you can do that without a dragon mask, but when you click the thumbs up button while you're wearing one, you're just going to look really cool. Lastly, and perhaps the biggest benefit of all, is legendary resistance. Just like a meaty old dragon, if you fail a saving throw, you can once per day choose to succeed instead. Now, all of that describes something that is truly wondrous, and in fact, each of the dragon masks are exactly that. Wondrous items, considered to be legendary, and each one requires attunement. The Black Dragon Mask's damage type is acid, and wearing it also provides to you the ability to breathe underwater. The Blue Dragon Mask's damage type is lightning, and provides to you an ability called Lingering Shock, which, okay, if you deal lightning damage, it basically jolts the creature and it cannot take reactions until its next turn. The Green Dragon's Mask damage type is poison, and like the Black Dragon Mask, this one too allows you to breathe underwater. The Red Dragon Mask's damage type, of course, is fire, and while wearing it, if you dish out fire damage to a creature or something that would otherwise ignite, like a book, it starts burning, and at the start of each of its turns, a creature that is burning from this will take 1d6 fire damage. The White Dragon Mask's damage type is cold, and this mask provides the wearer an ability called Winter's Fury. While your current hit points are equal to or less than half your hit point maximum, you deal an extra 1d8 cold damage with your melee attacks. At the top of this video, I mentioned about having multiple dragon masks and being able to combine them. This new item, also considered to be wondrous, also requiring attunement, is considered to be unique and is called the Mask of the Dragon Queen. But this is where the text gets a little confusing, and I do hope they clarify this in the new version of Tyranny of Dragons. But it reads, when 2 or more of the dragon masks are assembled, however, they transform magically into the Mask of the Dragon Queen. The keywords there are 2 or more, but here's what I'd like clarified. What if I have exactly 2, the red and black mask? Do they combine and transform into the full-on mask? I mean, according to the text, yes. But then it reads, each mask shrinks to become the mottled head of a chromatic dragon, appearing to roar its devotion to Tiamat, where all the masks brought together are arranged crown-like on the wearer's head. Below the 5 masks, a new mask shapes itself, granting the wearer a draconic visage that covers the face, neck, and shoulders. Lastly, it reads, while you are attuned to this and wear this mask, you can have any of the properties from any one mask. Additionally, you gain the damage absorption from each of the 5 dragon masks, and you gain 5 uses of the legendary resistance property. What it fails to mention or specify is my scenario of players only having 2 masks. Now here's how I would ultimately rule it. If my players have the red and black dragon mask, they can combine, but will only provide the abilities from those corresponding colors. Alternatively, one could also rule it because the Mask of the Dragon Queen is listed as being unique, one might not be able to assemble this mask until all 5 colors are brought together. And the introduction found in Hoard of the Dragon Queen kind of confirms this, as on page 5 it states, when all 5 are brought together, they magically merge into a single mask of the Dragon Queen. And I've kind of blocked out a small portion here as that's kind of a spoiler to the adventure itself. While dragons are at the heart of Dungeons & Dragons, having this new Tyranny of Dragons come out is going to provide a pretty amazing adventure. Yes, from what it looks like, this will be a reprint from the 2019 version, which currently goes for a pretty good penny. And with Hoard of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat both being out of print, this is going to be a great way to grab up this fun adventure. If you'd like to keep up with all what can be found in this new reprint, be sure to bookmark this playlist. It's only going to grow as I add more coverage, and if anything in it has changed with the dragon masks, I'll do an update video. Let me know down in the comments which mask you want to quest after first and why. And until next our paths cross, may your dragons not run wild.